Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please, if you have not subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button, and we grow together in this technological world. So today in this video, I just want to bring you back to Excel. Most of the people out there are requesting a video of how to work with Excel. Like you get yourself stuck when you want to analyze your data or record your data in Excel. Most of the companies outside there are using Excel for data analysis because it has got several tools that you can use while doing the analysis. It's basically a tool that is used for maybe in a wide area and in a wide field by most of the people, because in almost each and every industry you will need to record the data, maybe do some analysis with the data that you have recorded, and for easier retrieval of the data and analysis, Excel has always been the best to do such. So in this video I'm just going to take you through an introduction to Excel for beginners, and hope that after watching the video you will be in a position to handle and tackle some of the issues by yourself. So let's start. For us to start, we are just going to, you should have a background of an Excel, what it is, what it does, how you can use it, and many other tools that are there. So here we are just going to work out with the Microsoft Excel, the functions, the shortcuts, basically for beginners. So we are going to determine the role of US spreadsheets, P&L, we have budget, what if analysis, tables, graphics. So we are going to adopt a standard and a stick to IT department. We should have a certain standards such as naming, criteria, formatting, and location. We should also be in a position to work as a team in creating spreadsheets used by a group. Identify the audience to too much information, then include an about sheet to document the spreadsheet. Design the longevity and be consistent in formulas and structures. So that's it, guys. We can start by that. Like you can see, it's telling us it says got background there, meaning we are introducing Excel. So Excel is like keys. Simply keep it small, stupid. It's like Excel. The best Excel is like a toilet paper. It means that the more sheets, the better. It will give you a lot of data that you have. So just to give you a background history of Excel, it has got different parts. We have a quick access toolbar, that's this part. Then we have the ribbon, we have the formula tab at this part. Then we have the spreadsheet grid, of which these are the spreadsheet grid. So you may ask yourself, what are these things that I'm talking about? So the things are just like, there are 5 important areas that have just shown you in the screen. The first one is the quick access toolbar. This is a place where all the important tools can be placed. When you start an Excel, for the very first time, guys, It has only three icons, that is save, undo, and the redo buttons. But you can add as many features of Excel to quick access so that you can easily access it from anywhere, hence suggests the name. The second one is the ribbon. What is this ribbon? The ribbon is like an expanded menu. It depicts all the features of Excel. It's an easy to understand form since Excel has 1000 plus features. They are grouped into the several ribbons. The most important ribbons are home, insert, formulas, page layout, and the data. The third part of the Excel is the formula bar. This is where any calculation or formulas you write will appear. You will understand the relevance of it once you start building formulas. Then we have the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet, this is where all your numbers, data, charts, drawings will go. Each Excel file can contain several sheets, but the spreadsheet grid shows few rows, columns of active spreadsheet. To see more rows or columns, you can use the scroll bar to the left or at the bottom if you want to access other sheets, just like the name. So that's it, guys. If we proceed with that, then we can get to see, like here we now have our blank workbook as it's here. Then this is just a cell within that column. Then totally out from there we have parts of a formula. A formula has got four major parts. We have the first part is a function, second part is a reference, the third part is a constant, and the fourth part, which is the final part, is the operators. So let us look on like formula example that is in a single argument. We have like, if you want to look a formula of summation, then we can take summation into this, which is a number followed by a number, meaning that's a group of data that you want to sum. That is an example of a single argument. Then some of the mathematical formulas that are built into Excel are summation, we have count, we have counter, we have sum if, we have average, rounding off, product or multiplication. Then we have the Roman. So you can maybe ask yourself what these things does. We have summation adds a group of numbers, then count counts the number of cells in a range, but only numbers. Mark that, guys. If there are maybe strings, it won't count. It only counts numbers. Then we have counter, counts the non-empty cells. We have product, which multiplies a bunch of numbers. Then from there, we can go to sum if. Now this is like now giving a condition, of which like what it does, it sums items in a list matching a condition. For example, we can have here sum if in this range, then value that meets this criteria. If the value meets that criteria, it means that it will sum. So like an example can be sum if range A1, A2 is 10, meaning it's going to look a collection of data between A1 and A20, but will only sum those that have a value of 10. Then we have like sum if still. As you can see, we want to know how many LaserJet printers have we have. So we are going to use that sum if a between column between row A2 and row A14 we need the HP laser jet. Then we are going to work with, to call that in C2 and C14, then which is equals to, like, if you can work out that data, then if you add this, it should be giving us 11. Apart from that, we have got averaging. What does averaging do, guys? Averaging, it averages a group of numbers. So averaging averages a group of numbers that are in a range. For example, you can average 2, 4, 6. Then if you average that, you get that it's 4. Or you can put average data that is between row 9 and row C9 and row D11, of which if you do that, you are again going to get the value. Then there is a round. You want to know what round or rounding does. It rounds a number to the nearest decimal you specify, meaning it's rounding off. So guys, like, you can do round this number to these many digits after a decimal place. Example, you want to round that number. We have a number here. Now you want to round it off to 2, meaning this number, then separated by a comma. This is showing the number of decimal places that you are going to have after rounding off your data. Then maybe if you are asking yourself a question of how can you use rounding off for budgeting, this is how we can have it. We have got an assessed value as this, then we want to get the tax, then all this value. We are going to have a rate number round off to this, all of this. Then that is it, guys. We have Roman and Arabic, which converts a number to a Roman numeral format or vice versa. An example of that is Roman 65, which it will convert to this, or Arabic this will convert to this number. Then we have, let us now look some of the logical formulas that brings, like, the backbone of working in Excel. So some of the logical formulas we have are the if, we have and, or, not, choose, if error, is text. Others are like if else, we have if then, we have or else. There are several, guys. So with this, I think I can just trust Excel with my data and the data analysis, but I still check every total on my calculator to know if I have worked the correct data. Then let us just start with an if. An if formula checks whether a condition is met and returns on a value, if true, and another if false. For example, we can use that a value like if 25 is less than 15, then it's a loser, or else it's a winner. So the output value will be a winner, because 25 is greater than 15. Another one can be sum if, which is after which will be followed by a condition, a range, then a condition. After that will be a sum range. A sum range is the data that you want to sum given a certain condition. Then after that, we are going to work with if error, which is an easy way to handle errors in a formula. If error returns the value you want in case of an error with the formula. Let's say like you are working with if error, that is 1 divided by 0, but it can't be divided, that number can't be divided by 0, meaning the, the value that you are going to get there is 0. That's how it works, guys. Then we have got text formulas. Text formulas, we have proper, we have trim, we have dollar, we have reputation, we have text, we have type. So there are several, guys. Before we move on, maybe if you want to take a question with us, or have a question up to that point where we have reached, then you can post it in the comment section below. So up to that point, we are free to proceed. We just want to look some of the shortcuts used in Excel, because it will be so hectic and so tedious to be scrolling down up using the mouse, and it can be boring to solve this, or a solution to this is to use the Excel shortcut keys. That is the keyboard shortcuts. We have the keyboard shortcuts that you can use to insert functions, to define a name, maybe for error checking, or watch a window. Some of the keyboard shortcuts, we have F2, we have Control Home, we have double clicking to change a tab or a sheet name. We have copying a sheet within a workbook, right clicking to get a menu, pressing Alt key and letters appears. It will give you several tips. If you press Alt key with some letters when you are on Excel workbook, then it will pop up very many tips for you guys. So we have F2, like here in F2 we can use it for moving our data, as you can see. Then we have like double clicking to change a tab name. Yes, that is in Excel, guys. Like if you want to change this, you just need to double click it, then it will open you an editor where you can be in a position to change the name of the worksheet. Then copying a sheet, you can right click on the sheet, guys. Like if we are here, then you can right click on that, then it will pop up that screen for us where we can proceed with that. Then we have right clicking on a menu, then ease of access, Alt key, that is going to give us very many tips on the screen. Then we want to get some of the error messages. So what are some of the error messages? Some of the error messages that can occur there, like when you divide a number by a 0, when a formula or a function inside a formula cannot find the referenced data. Another one is when the text in a formula is not recognized. Then another example is when a space was used instead of a comma in formulas that reference multiple ranges. A comma is necessary to separate a range references. So maybe you have always worked with data, but upon pressing enter, or you realize that the data turns to several hashtags. This simply means that the number you entered is too big for maybe a specific cell where you entered it. Then we have a null analysis, we have reference. This can happen when you delete a row or a column in an error. You can undo using Control Z or the undo on the formula bar, or fix the formula to be continuous. That's it, guys. How cool and awesome you can work with Excel. Let us now look on something on absolute and relative referencing. Absolute cell reference contains like a dollar symbol in a row and a column. It do not change when copied or filled. It's used when you want to consistently refer to a certain cell. That's cool, guys. Like you can, if you can see, like A1 is a relative, then that number one column is a relative, row is a constant. Then order of operations, that which simply tells Excel which operation to calculate first. We have parentheses, exponents, multiplications, divisions, additions, and subtractions. Then you have a circular reference, which occurs when a cell refers to itself. Then, as you can see, guys, here is an example of a circular reference. Like if you have this value, then you put this, it's a circular reference example. Then let us now look on common formula errors. Let's start with an equal sign. If you omit the equal sign, Excel thinks the data is a text. But if you include, it will automatically turn it to be a formula. Match all openings and closing parentheses. This gets more complicated as you add more formulas. So if you want to add more formulas, you can use a colon to indicate a range. Then apart from that, maybe you can work on error checking. That is using this, like you have some into that, then it's giving you null, then you have to check on this error, then automatically it will pop up this, so you can click on help on this error, then you will get a solution online on how to work on that error. Then we want to get ways to audit the spreadsheet. Maybe you want to inspect a workbook, then you can inspect a document, check accessibility, check compatibility. Maybe you can protect the workbook so that others cannot edit it. We have finding and selecting. That is maybe if you want to search, you have got a large data, then you want to search maybe a specific value within the data. You can use the find and the select tab to help you in an easier way. Then adding cells to the watch window, that is a bit simpler, guys.